Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's Pick a Card reading, we are going to be taking a look at what's going on in the connection between you and the person that you are thinking of, and we're going to see how likely it is that you will come into union based on your current energies. We are gonna have a reading here on YouTube as well as an extended reading today. I'll talk a little bit more about that once you have chosen your reading, but for now, let's give you guys a look at your options. So there are 3 readings for you guys to choose from today, and in each reading, we're gonna be using a different tarot deck. As you can see, there are also crystals on top of each group to help you pick, and so that you can also get a feel for what the artwork of each deck looks like. I'm going to be showing you a card from each deck, and today I'm showing you guys the Strength card because that is the card that came out when I shuffled it. So I'm gonna just show you that one. So without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. Option number 1, your crystal is Citrine, your deck is the Blissful Dolphin Tarot, and here is the Strength card. Option number 2, your crystal is Spirit Quartz, your deck is the Ethereal Visions Tarot, and here is the Strength card. And option number 3, your crystal is Amethyst, your deck is the Wild Unknown Tarot, and here is the Strength card. Okay, so just in case you guys need a little bit more time to pick your reading, these are all of your options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one is calling to you the most. Take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Citrine and the Blissful Dolphin Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So we are gonna start off this reading by taking a look at the current energies of you, of the person you're thinking of, who I will call your person, and of this connection as a whole. And then we're going to see what is likely to happen in the future of your connection and how likely you are to come together into union with your person. And then, like I mentioned in the intro of this video, there is going to be an extended reading, but what we are looking at in the extended reading will depend on what comes out here. So if we do this reading here on YouTube and we see that it is likely that you and your person are going to end up together, then in the extended reading, we'll see what your union is going to be like and when specifically your union is likely to happen. But if we do this reading here and we see that it's not likely that you and your person will end up together, then we will see in the extended reading, is there anything that could change this outcome? And if so, what is that? And we'll also take a look if there are any other offers coming your way, any new people coming into your life. So that is the breakdown of our readings today. So let's get right into it. And this reading today is going to be strictly tarot. I feel like just using the tarot cards today. Ooh. Okay, my group number 1s, my Blissful Dolphins. I love this deck so much. Okay, so we're starting off with our current energy check. So let's start with you. Let's see what is your overall energy. What is group number 1's overall energy right now? We have the 8 of Wands. Okay, I think we need to make more room. Okay, and what is your energy towards this connection right now? What is your energy towards this connection? We have the King of Pentacles. And then what is your person's overall energy? The 3 of Wands. What is your person's energy towards this connection? The 4 of Swords. And then in the middle, we're going to get a card that represents the energy between the two of you. And that is the 7 of Swords. Okay, So this is a pretty clear message. One thing that I just want to say before I get into it is that I will be reading this as your energy and this as your person's energy. However, if you feel like the energies are flipped for you, that is totally fine. So you can claim it as like, this is you and this is them. Or if you feel like you kind of resonate with both sides, that is totally fine as well. It could be that the two of you are mirroring each other with your feelings and what you're going through right now. It could also be that some days you feel like this and some days you feel like that. So that is completely fine. However, if you don't really see yourself or your person anywhere in this part of the reading, then this might not be your group. So you may want to try listening to another group, or this just might not be your reading today. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So starting off with your overall energy, we have the 8 of Wands. So it looks like you guys have been pretty busy recently. I feel like you guys have a lot on your plate, but not in a way where it's like too hard to manage or it's too stressful. If there is any stress in your life, I do feel like it's a positive stress. Like, you know, things are accelerating in your life, things are starting to pick up the pace. You do have a lot on your plate, but I feel like for the most part, it will be things that you're excited about and things that you really do want to do. I often see the 8 of Wands as like a very positive kind of busy and a healthy level of stress and pressure. It really looks like you have a lot going right now. So you might be like juggling multiple projects, or you might have a very active social life right now. There might be a lot of hobbies that you're trying to invest in right now, a lot of things that you're interested in. I feel like you just have a lot of mental energy right now. I will say that you may find that you need to spend extra time grounding during this period of your life, because I do think that you have a lot of stimulation, and I think that, you know, you're running around quite a bit and you have a million thoughts in your head at all times. So it will be important to just take those moments to ground and to rest and to not think about anything. And you might even, I'm hearing like you might even have to fight the urge to like get back to work or get back to your creative projects, because you do need to take that time for grounding and rest. Another thing that this 8 of Wands can indicate is that you are in a chapter of your life, or you're entering into a chapter of your life where you're going to notice that your manifestations are coming at a much faster rate and with a lot more like precision is the word that I want to use. And I literally, when I said precision, I just looked up at the camera timer and it said 5:55. So you guys are in a period of major change in your life. And more specifically, you are manifesting major change into your life. I don't really see this as a chapter in your life of like seemingly random divine interventions or like things spinning out of control. It seems like this change that's coming is very intentional on your part. Like you are crafting this change, you are crafting this life that you want to live, and you're going to find that you are able to manifest things quickly and very specifically. You know, sometimes you're trying to manifest something and you ask the universe for it, and then something comes into your life that kind of looks like what you're trying to manifest, but you're not really sure. And you're like, universe, is this it? Is this my manifestation? Or should I keep waiting? And I think what's happening for you guys is like, without shadow of a doubt, you're like, that's it. This is exactly what I was trying to manifest. This is the dream offer. This is the dream home, whatever it might be, the dream opportunity. You're getting really like specific and quick manifestations. And I think that's why this dolphin looks so excited. He has his flippers up in the air like, woo! And all of these manifestations are raining down on them. And so moving over to the King of Pentacles here, how you feel towards this connection. And this is very sweet because we've seen that you guys are a busy bee. I think with the King of Pentacles here, you guys are either creating a lot of abundance in your life right now, or you are taking all of the right steps to move into a more abundant future. And what I'm seeing here is that like, it's almost like you're saying, yeah, I'm really busy, but I will always have time for this connection, because the King of Pentacles is just so like generous and loyal. I can see that you have a lot of affection for this person. And oh, this is really sweet. Like anything that you are manifesting here, like that in itself is exciting, but I feel like there's a special excitement to share your blessings with your person. You know, like all of the abundance that you're creating for yourself right now, there's like an extra layer of excitement that you can then go and share those gifts with your person, or like excitedly tell your person what you've been up to, or, you know, treat them if you're making extra money. It's like you really want them to be involved or to know about your journey, or also get to enjoy the benefits of what you're working on. I feel like you're really serious, and you have been really serious about making this person a part of your life. And really, it's like, if I win, you win. If I eat well, you eat well kind of vibe that I'm getting from this King of Pentacles, because the King of Pentacles is really a very generous provider. I'm feeling a nurturing energy coming from him as well. And I also think that, you know, with this having to do with your feelings towards the connection, this is like a long-term energy, the King of Pentacles. So I think that either you guys have had feelings for your person for a very long time and you're very sure about them, or you can really see a long-term future with your person, or both, of course. But I am seeing with the King of Pentacles that you are quite serious and committed when it comes to this person. And I feel like you've done everything to make them feel special and to make them feel valued, to make them feel like the treasure that they are to you. I think that you have been nothing but respectful to them. I think you've always like acted with integrity in this connection. Probably you guys know that, but just in case you were wondering, yes, like you have done everything right and you have treated this person really, really well. And I think you have made it clear that they always kind of have a place in your heart or a place in your life. The King of Pentacles wants you to feel cushy and at home and provided for. And I think that's how you feel towards your person. So let's move over here now to your person's energy. For their overall energy, we have the Three of Wands. So things are very exciting for this person too. I have to say that both of you guys are really going places. Both of you guys are really making moves. Your person has either recently gotten a big opportunity, or a really big opportunity is on the horizon for them. And there is sort of a leveling up that I see with the Three of Wands. So your person could have graduated recently, or started a new job, or gotten a new job offer recently. I feel like it has to do with studies or career. This is kind of a specific message, but for some of you guys, maybe your person, like the career that they're in or an activity that they do, they really like eat, sleep, and breathe it. And there's like a lot of training involved. It's really serious. It's really competitive. For some reason, the image that's coming to my mind is like a martial artist. And I know that that's like extremely specific. But I'm imagining someone, like, let's say someone is like a taekwondo, oops, I just hit the ring light, like a taekwondo champion. And so like they eat, sleep, and breathe that shit. And they're like, you know, going to national tournaments or like freaking global tournaments, kind of like they're an elite player, or they're one of the best, and they have like a really tough coach and they're like constantly training for something. That's like kind of the vibe that I'm getting from them. Of course, it could be metaphorical, but I just feel like whatever they're doing, they are a valuable player in it. They could be like a president or a vice president of something. There's this feeling of they have to be there because they're very valuable. And I think this new opportunity that's coming their way, it's kind of scary, but also very exciting for them. It's a huge responsibility, or there's a lot of pressure on them. There's a lot of eyes on them. And they're really stepping out of their comfort zone, but they're doing so very, very bravely. Like they will not break a sweat in front of you. Like even if they're a little bit nervous, they're just like brave and they're like, I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna do it. This is Sun in Aries energy, so I do get like a bold, brave, pioneer, trailblazer kind of vibe from your person, which is really attractive. I mean, I'm biased because I am an Aries sun. Not that I'm necessarily like this, but anyway, let's move on. Now, there's definitely exciting things coming for both of you, and I feel like your person is at a point in their life where they really see their world expanding and so many doors are opening up for them. They could also be in a situation where like everybody wants to work with them or everybody wants a piece of them. Like they're in high demand, is what I prefer to say. They're in high demand. Now, when I see this Four of Swords for their energy towards the connection, it does kind of make sense to me, but I get it, but it's not like it has to be this way, I guess is what I want to say when I look at this Four of Swords, because this is an energy that indicates inaction, that indicates going on a break. As you can see, this person is literally sleeping. This could be indicating that they are so invested in what they're doing that when they have any personal time, they're just like sleeping or just resting. I think more so it's indicating that maybe this connection is kind of on a hold or on a break, so to speak. I just can't think of a better word, but like a lull maybe is a good word. There's like a lull. I do want to point out that I saw 1441 just now when I looked up at the camera timer, and this number combination makes me think of home and comfort. So I do want to add in here that I think your person feels extremely comfortable around you. Like they really trust you. They really feel safe around you. You feel very, very familiar to them, and they feel very close to you. But it kind of feels like the connection is like at a lull, or it's just not necessarily growing right now. So this could be a situation where, let's say you text back and forth a few times a day, and that's kind of like your main vibe. This Four of Swords could be indicating that maybe you haven't been texting like that for a while. Or it could be indicating that you're still doing that, but it's not becoming more frequent. It's not really moving up or progressing in the way that you want it to. So it's kind of slow. It's kind of at a lull. I like that word. Now, I get it. I get it because, well, I'm someone who's quite busy, and I get that feeling of like when I have free time, I just want to not exist and I just want to like lie down and be a potato. But I also really get, and I really appreciated and thought this energy was so sweet of you guys being like, yeah, I have a lot going on right now, but I'm always going to make time for you. And I'm not saying that anyone has to always make time for someone, but like, you know, you can be really, really busy and you can also make time for your connections, or at least like let someone know what's going on. What I will say is that if this person has let you know what's going on, you know, they're like, I really appreciate our connection, but I have a lot going on with blah, blah, blah right now. I do think that they're being genuine with that. Like that is their real reason. That doesn't mean that you're not allowed to miss them, or like you're not allowed to be upset if there's less communication. But I just want to confirm to you guys that that is true, because I do see that they have a lot going on and their feelings towards you haven't changed. I think that they're literally just tired, or they're literally just resting. But with that being said, I do think that they have like, they at least have a couple minutes to like, you know, check in and let you know that you're special to them the same way that you let them know they're special to you. So like, I get it, but still, it's normal that you would miss them, or it's normal that you would be upset if things are kind of on a standstill. But then we have this energy in the middle that represents, you know, your connection, the energy between the two of you. And it's the Seven of Swords, which means that there is some level of deception going on. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean malicious deception, and I'm really not getting that vibe. I think it's more deception in the form of like hiding or pretending that you feel one way when you don't really. And it's interesting the direction that this Seven of Swords is going in. The Dolphin is facing this way. So I feel like it's more so you being deceptive towards them. And so what I think is going on is that you kind of feel this, your person is at a distance, and you wish that you could talk more or see each other more, or you wish that the relationship was progressing, but maybe you're just hiding that and being like, oh yeah, it's fine. Or like you really want to reach out to them and check on them, but you don't, because you're like, I don't want to be a burden. And so you just don't reach out to them. Or you're like, oh, but my feeling of missing them doesn't matter. I should just be proud of them right now. And kind of, it's like, you're not being deceptive and like, haha, I'm gonna lie to my person. But in an attempt to not like be overbearing, or in an attempt to not be too vulnerable, in an attempt to not be a burden. And I'm not saying you are. I think it's just something that you're like cautious about. In an attempt to do those things, I feel like you are minimizing your own feelings. And I don't think that you're like 100% authentic with them about like how much you do miss them, or like do want to talk to them more. And that's not a judgment. That's just what I'm seeing with the Seven of Swords here. Now, there could be a little bit of deception, so to speak, going from their end towards yours, of course, where maybe we are downplaying our feelings a little bit. But I want to move on now to our next row of cards and see what is likely to happen in the future of this connection. There's a little fly. Can you see it? Right there. Okay, my group number ones. What is likely to happen in the future of this connection? So we have the Knight of Swords and the Star, which came out together. So I'm going to leave them together like this. We have the Eight of Cups. The Two of Wands. The Moon. And then we have the Sun and the High Priestess, which also came out together. Okay, interesting. So yeah, I think that you are... Okay, you are going to end up with this person very soon, but then there's some kind of complicated energy afterwards. And so whether you end up together in the long term remains to be seen, but I can say it's highly likely that you will get together in the short term. And I saw that right away with the Knight of Swords and the Star, because first of all, the Star means that your wish is being fulfilled, and it's almost like this thing. This fly is going crazy. Let me turn on the AC too, because I'm freaking hot, and I can't believe it because it's really cold and gross and rainy outside during this time of the year, and I still get hot when I read. I'm just a furnace. Okay, anyway, so the Star, like I was saying, represents your wish being fulfilled, almost like you feel it's too good to be true. This thing that you have wanted, but it felt like it was in the distance for so long, it's finally coming true, and it almost doesn't feel real. Like you want someone to pinch you because it feels like you're dreaming. And then the Knight of Swords talks about communication coming in, or at least that's how I often read it. And it's a lot of communication. There's a lot of volume. There's a lot of things being said. There's a lot of intense feelings. It gives me a feeling of dumping. Like everything you've wanted to say for so long is finally coming out. And I feel like this Knight of Swords is the antidote to this Seven of Swords, because we're like, no more hiding, no more downplaying things. Like we're being upfront, we're being real, we're being honest, and we're just letting it all out. So I feel like you're gonna have that opportunity with this person very, very soon. I actually really like that there's 2 jugs on this Dolphin card, or on the Star card, I mean, because there's usually just one. Like the person's just pouring 1 jug, right? And I do sometimes think of that Aquarius jug being poured out as like someone pouring their heart out or pouring their emotions out, because water is representative of our emotions. And so with the 2 jugs being poured out, I really think that's a strong indicator that like the 2 of you are really pouring your heart out. It's a mutual thing. It's a reciprocated thing. And this peaceful little dolphin might be a spirit guide that is facilitating that between the 2 of you. And it's like, oops, oops, your water jugs are pouring out. If you see flying bugs, that could be a sign that your spirit guide is around you, because this fly has taken a liking to your reading. Like moths, butterflies, actual flies, I don't know, beetles can fly. Any flying bugs, bees, could be a sign. Cicadas. Is it gonna... I have a cicada tattoo, but... Oh, there he is. Okay. Yes. Could be a sign of your spirit guide around you. Anyway, so yes, this is an opportunity which I think is in the very near future. Not only because this is the first cards that came out, but also because Knight of Swords indicates like speed and things happening quickly, and we've seen that you are in an energy where you're manifesting things very quickly. 8 of Wands is also an indicator of communication coming in, so there is going to be a very open talk, heart to heart, very, very soon, where you are just pouring everything out. And also what I really like about this energy is that we have water pouring out, but we also have air energy with the Knight of Swords. So it's like, this is not a conversation where you're just getting carried away with your emotions. Yes, you are expressing all of your emotions, but you're also looking at the situation from a rational and logical perspective. And I think that this is very relevant because with the 8 of Cups after this and the 3 of Wands here, I think that someone is going away. Maybe it's your person because they have the 3 of Wands here, but I feel like someone is going away for a significant amount of time. Not forever, but like for a significant amount of time. And this kind of reminds me, like, when I got together with my partner, I literally was leaving for Canada for 3 months, like a few days later. So it was like we got together and then I was like, bye, I'm leaving. And this is kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. Someone has to go. And maybe that is what triggers this heart to heart and spilling out feelings. Like, I need to let you know this before I leave. I need to get it off my chest. I can't leave you for this long without telling you how I truly feel. That could have something to do with the timing. But yeah, I think someone is leaving. So, I mean, we are going to see specific time frames in the extended reading, but if you know for a fact that you or your person are leaving somewhere and you know when that is, that could be a hint of when this is going to happen, because I do think it's going to happen before that. But yeah, then someone has to leave. It could be you, it could be your person, but someone's like kind of going far away for some time. So that's why I think it's coming out here. Like, yes, you're talking about all of the emotional things, like, oh, I love you so much, you're the best. But also, what are we gonna do? Because we do have this this thing that's going to separate us for some time. We do have these difficulties. We're both very busy. And this could cause problems in our relationship for this and this and this reason. So like, you're still being rational about it. You're still having your head screwed on. But from an optimistic place, you know, we're addressing these challenges so that we can find a way to solve it. You know, it's not like we're saying, oh, we really love each other, but we have these barriers. What should we do? Should we get together or not? It's more like, we're gonna make this work, but let's address the issues so that we can make it work. That's more the vibe I'm getting. It's like very optimistic. What is that noise? Is that the noise of the AC? I didn't know it made that noise. Okay, anyway. You might decide, I mean, of course, it's really up to you guys. You might decide, like, let's get together now and do long distance, or like, let's get together now and just be both busy and not see each other that much. Or you might decide, like, let's try being in a relationship when you come back, or let's try being in a relationship when things have kind of slowed down for us. It's very much up to you. But what I see here is that the most important thing is that desire to be together and that open communication is very much there. And then I see with this Eight of Cups, you or your person or both of you are then like going off to be busy, or going off to the Taekwondo championships, or going off to wherever you're going to. And yeah, could be separated like that for quite some time. Now, something that is interesting, we do have the Two of Wands here. And so there may actually be, like, you don't necessarily have to be separated. There is an option to like go together, but someone might have to sacrifice an opportunity that they have. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to use the championship thing because it's like already in my head. But of course, please apply this to your own situation. Let's say this person is going off to their championship and they're gonna be away for 6 months, or they're going away for work for 6 months. You know, maybe you could go with them, and they might even ask you, like, do you want to come with me? But you're like, yeah, that would be awesome. That's really tempting, but I also have my own things going on over here. Like, maybe you have job interviews, or maybe you are studying, or maybe you have family stuff going on. Maybe you're like trying to open a shop somewhere. Like, you have kind of your own blessings starting to bear fruit. You have your own things going for you. And honestly, both would be an amazing experience. Like, I don't know, maybe this person is going to Europe for 6 months, and like, that would be really cool. Or going somewhere else if you're already in Europe. And so you're like, yeah, I could go with you and that'd be really awesome, but like, I also have my own things. And there's no right or wrong answer. I have to say, with the Two of Wands, there's no right or wrong answer for what you will do. But with the Moon here, whoever's making this decision, like, both of you, I think, will just worry if you made the right choice. So, and the roles could be switched, by the way, but I'm just going with this example. Let's say you do choose to join your person in Europe for 6 months. Like, you're just tagging along for the adventure and you're excited and you really want to be with them. I think you will have an amazing time, but if I'm being honest, I think that you will also always worry, what if I made a mistake? And the Moon, you could be always thinking about the opportunities that you left behind, the things that you sacrificed, because this is Pisces energy. That's an energy of sacrifice. You know, you will like be lying in bed at night, like, if I had stayed back in, I don't know, America, if I had stayed back in America, I could be going to job interviews right now. I could be with my family, you know, Like, yes, you're happy that you're together with your person, but there's just that worrying part of you that's like, what did I leave behind? Did I make a mistake? And I think that this is very mutual. I feel like in this example, your person would also be feeling guilty and also be worrying. What if I ripped group number one away from opportunities? What if, you know, because of me now they're like losing time with their family, or they're losing time to work on their business, or there would always be the moon here, there would always be that worrying kind of feeling, I think, if you chose to go together. So interesting. There's a couple different ways that we can read the Sun and the High Priestess. I think at the end of the day, this is advice from Spirit to think of this as just like you're on an adventure in this life. You're having fun in this life, and to not take every decision so freaking seriously, because the Sun is about just having fun, seeing where your whims take you, coming at life with the curiosity and thrill and joy of a child, and just like enjoying life as it comes to you, and not like painstakingly worrying at every turn. Am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? Did I make a mistake? And thinking about what could have happened. The Sun is just like throwing those cautions to the wind and having fun and like living life to the fullest and going on an adventure. And I think the High Priestess is here to let you know that at the end of the day, your intuition will always guide you to the right choice. It's not like either choice is bad, honestly. It's not like either choice is the wrong choice, because the universe doesn't work like that. The universe isn't waiting to see what you do and then it's like, that was the wrong choice. You failed this test. It's not like that. The universe wants you to be happy and have the best experience no matter what you choose. I will say with the Sun and the High Priestess here, because this is basically daytime and nighttime, this could be indicating that you will end up far away from each other, or you will choose to stay far away from each other because that's just like what's best for you, for most of you. But that doesn't mean you can't choose to go together, or that you won't have a good time, or that you won't be happy. So someone's going far away and the other person has to like make a decision if they will stay with the other or stay where they are and be far away, kind of thing. But it's not forever. Like, you're gonna end up together anyway, or at least the potential is there. So I think that's why Spirit is saying to not take this decision so seriously, because in the long term, everything is gonna end up fine. But yeah, that's how I would answer this question. So short term, yes, you're getting together in the short term. You're saying all your feelings to each other, expressing your desire to be together. What you do in the long term, uncertain. It's up to you, but the potential is there. So group number ones, this concludes your reading here on YouTube, and I'm going to take it over to the extended now. So because we did see that you are likely to be together with your person, we're going to look in the extended reading at what your relationship, what your union is going to be like, and also get some specific time frames for you. So if that sounds good to you, the extended reading will be linked in the description as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're gonna leave the reading here, I will say thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you would like to find me elsewhere, you can find me on Instagram. I post pick a card readings there as well. You can find me on Patreon, where I think now I have 50. It might be more by the time you're watching this, but we have a lot of exclusive pick a card readings plus 2 new readings every month, and you guys get to choose the topics for those. You can find me on my music channel here on YouTube. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song or any of my other ones, you can do so on my music channel. And finally, I have merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple that is in the intro of these videos. We have hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags. So all of that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked down below for you guys. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, for supporting me and my channel. I truly appreciate it. And I'm sending you guys lots of love. Lots of love to your person and to your spirit guides, both of your spirit guides and your spiritual teams. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number twos. So if you guys chose the Spirit Quartz and the Ethereal Visions Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So we're going to start off this reading by taking a look at the current energies of the connection between you and your person. And then we are going to see the future energies. So what is going to happen next in your connection. And based on this, that will give us our answer of whether you will end up together or not. Like I mentioned in the intro, there is going to be an extended reading today, but what we look at in the extended reading depends on the outcome that we see here on YouTube. So if we do this reading and see that it is likely that you and your person will end up together, then in the extended, we're going to look at what your relationship is going to be like after coming into union. And we're also going to see specific time frames that are relevant for your connection. So when you're actually getting together. But if we do this reading and see that it's not likely that you and your person will end up together, then in the extended reading, we're going to see, is there anything that could change this outcome? And if so, what is that? And we'll also take a look if there's any new offers that are coming your way or any new people coming into your life. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so we are starting off with the current energy check. So let's get a card for group number two's current overall energy. So your energy, I guess, towards life in general. What is group number two's main energy right now? Okay, we have the King of Cups. And what is group number two's energy towards this connection specifically? The Page of Cups. Aw. And the camera just went to 222. Okay, and what about group number two's person? What is their overall energy right now? We have the Eight of Cups. And what is group number two's person's energy towards this connection specifically? The Three of Wands. And then we'll get also a card in the middle, which came out very, very quickly to represent the energy of this connection, or the energy that exists between the two of you, and that is the Nine of Swords. Okay, so just before I get into interpreting these cards, I wanted to mention I will be interpreting this energy as you and this energy as your person. However, if you feel like these are flipped, like this is actually them and this is actually you, that is totally fine. And even if you feel like you resonate with both of these sides, that is fine too. That could be an indication that you and your person are mirroring each other, or maybe you kind of go back and forth between these energies depending on the day, depending on your mood. That is totally fine. However, if you don't really see yourself anywhere in this spread, then this is probably not your reading. So you might want to try listening to a different group, or maybe this is just not your reading today. So I just wanted to clarify that, and now let's get into the energies here, starting off with your overall energy. It looks like overall you guys have been really getting in touch with yourself, and I think you have been deeply committed to your spiritual journey and your healing journey. I think you have been really prioritizing self-discovery and self-love. So understanding why you feel the emotions that you do, why you react to certain things the way you do, why you have the preferences and boundaries that you do, why you have the fears that you do, and being able to observe yourself from a place of non-judgment and from a place of love, and really validating yourself no matter how you might feel. I feel really strong self-love and self-acceptance, or this is what you are striving towards. And I actually think that you guys have made amazing progress on this journey. I think that your higher self and spirit are really, really proud of you. I want to mention that fish could be an important spirit animal for you guys. You could be a Pisces or have strong Pisces placements, or you could have a loved one or an ancestor who is watching over you who is a Pisces. But this Page of Cups has a fish in their cup. This King of Cups has a fish around his neck. So it's like your good luck charm, your good luck animal, or your spirit animal, or the animal that is protecting you. So this is you guys on your spiritual journey, and the fact that you're coming out as a king, the king represents a high level of maturity and a high level of evolution. So on your healing journey and on your journey to spiritual awakening, I feel like you guys are very advanced right now, or spirit really wants to highlight that you've made huge advancements. I want to say in the past year, you have made incredible advancements. You've become very mature. You've gotten to know yourself very well. And I think one thing that you've committed to is, I'm not going to silence myself or change myself to fit into certain molds anymore, or to meet other people's expectations. Like, I'm going to make it my responsibility to tailor my life to fit my needs, to make it most comfortable for me, to make it most fulfilling for me. That is going to be my priority. So it's like selfishness, but from a place of self-love, not from a place of like, I'm better than everyone, but from a place of, I'm my own best friend and I gotta look out for me. I think that you guys are incredibly compassionate, and I think that one thing that's really helped you on your healing journey is finding forgiveness and finding compassion for those who may have hurt you, or for those who failed to understand you or failed to see your worth, and honestly sent them their own healing and sent them love and sent them blessings on their journey. Like, you're not holding any bitterness in your heart, because that's not good for you either. And if you're committed to being gentle and loving towards yourself, we can't be holding things in our vessel that are going to hurt us. And when you're holding a grudge, it's actively hurting you, it's actively disturbing you. So you guys are just like committed to living a life of peace and living a gentle life, living a soft life. And I think you've become really well acquainted with your expression as well, like your ability to speak up, but also your creative expression. So you guys are in a really lovely energy. I love sitting with this energy right now. So let's talk about your energy specifically towards this connection. I think it's very interesting that we have 2 cup cards here. There's actually 3 out of 5. So you and your person could have a lot of water placements, or this could be indicating that you have a very strong like psychic connection. But I think it's interesting that when it comes to you and your life, we have the King, and when it comes to your person, we have the Page. I do think that there is a lot of love here. I definitely think you have a lot of love for this person. You care very deeply to this person, about this person. I would also say maybe you kind of have a soft spot for them. It seems like you are very sweet towards them. You could find this person to be quite endearing or even cute. There could be something about them that really just melts your heart and that really brings out your nurturing side. You just want to see them be happy, and you want to see life be easy on them and be gentle to them as well. And you just genuinely want the best for them. I actually think you guys have unconditional love for this person, where you love them with all of their flaws, with all of their baggage, and you would love them, you know, no matter where they end up, whether they choose to be with you or with someone else or alone, whatever it is, you just love them and you just send them love. What I will say, just seeing the difference between, you know, just the size of these people, you know, the king is very big and the page is small. I am getting the feeling that maybe this connection, or at least like coming into union with your person, is not super, super high on your priorities list at this time. It may have been at one point, but just even looking at how the page is extending the cup back to the king, I think you guys are really feeling like I love this person, I would love to be with them, I just gotta focus on myself right now. I'm always gonna keep them in my heart, I'm gonna be thinking about them, I'm gonna be, you know, sending them love at all times, maybe even connecting with them in the 5D. You know, I'm definitely never far away from them energetically, but I'm really feeling like just committing to my own spiritual evolution right now, or my own healing right now, or just getting to know myself better. It's like you guys, and you may start to feel this from now on, like feel that call more and more strongly, to just really commit to yourself and really commit to going within. I think that's where you're going to feel your higher self pulling you. So this is your overall energy, or overall end towards the connection. So let's move over here now to your person's energy. For their overall energy, we have the 8 of Cups. Your person could be going through a Saturn return right now. This is actually also Pisces energy. Pisces, these are making me think of Pisces because of the fish. And this is Aries energy. So like Aries and Pisces could be significant signs. We are going to look at like we might look at specific timings in the extended reading, but like Pisces and Aries season could also be significant because they're right next to each other. That makes like a chunk of time. But the reason I say Saturn return is it's for personal reasons, because this is Saturn in Pisces and I have Saturn in Pisces. So when I look at this, I'm like, ooh, Saturn return. Your person doesn't have to have Saturn in Pisces, but for me, this just makes me think of a Saturn return. Anyway, which by the way happens around the age of 29 or around the age of 58, I think. So your person could be going through that, or they could be going through kind of a milestone age, so to speak, of their life. You know, they're about to, for example, they're about to enter a new decade of their life, about to turn 20, 30, 40, or they're about to reach an age by which they wanted to have something accomplished. Like maybe they thought, I want to do blah, blah, blah by the time I'm 25 or by the time I'm 35. It's like they're reaching that kind of milestone point in their life, checkpoint kind of thing in their life. I hope you guys know what I'm trying to explain. I feel like I'm not getting the right word for it, but it's like they've hit this point in their life where they're kind of like, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? And kind of wanting to get away from something. They realize that something they've been doing so long is not serving them anymore. Just to give an example, let's say that your person has been in a job that they always felt was temporary. You know, in their head, they're like, oh yeah, I'll work here for 6 months, or I'll work here for a year, save up a bit of money, and then I'm out of here. Like I'm going off to make my dreams come true. I'm going off to my dream job. But you know how it is. Weeks turn to months, turn to years. And the next thing they know, they've been in this job for 5 years and they're like, what the heck am I still doing here? So it's like the passing of time made them realize, oh my God, I've been here for that long, kind of thing. Like maybe they just had their 30th birthday and they're like, holy crap, I've been in this job since I graduated college. That's what, 7 years, 8 years? Like, and they remember a time where they only planned to stay here for a short time, but suddenly it became their long-term everyday reality. And they're like, what am I still doing here? Why haven't I been able to make the changes? And I think it's kind of it's like come as a shock to them, or maybe it's put them in a bit of a dark place, because we do have a dark sky here. And just this person sitting there looking pensive. It's like, it looks like someone who's contemplating their life and contemplating the road ahead of them. As we can see, the full moon in the sky means that things are being exposed to them. They, you know, things that they were kind of suppressing or just ignoring because life goes on and you're on autopilot and you don't think about these things. Everything just hit them in the face, and now they have to kind of sit down and be like, what the heck am I doing with my life? Like, what direction am I going in? And with the Eight of Cups, it's really like they want to get away from something. They want to walk away from something, because that is what the Eight of Cups represents. It represents walking away from things that do not serve you anymore. I also want to mention that your person maybe has gone through like a pretty dramatic appearance change recently, or they will in the near future, because this person has like long past their shoulders hair, and then suddenly this person has like very short hair. So this person could, for example, like have a really significant haircut, or maybe even like do a buzz cut, or like really change up the way they dress, or really change their like body composition, if that's the right word. You know, something about them is going to change very dramatically. And I think it has a little bit to do with an existential moment that they had, and they just really want to feel like things have changed. So maybe for them, like chopping all their hair off is like turning over a new leaf. They want to kind of see the outward reflection of that, and maybe they're suddenly gonna have a sleeve of tattoos on their arm or something. And that's kind of to reinforce in their mind, like, we are starting a new chapter. This is a new me. This is a different me. It's like this feeling of frustration that all this time I've been the same old me. I haven't made the changes that I've wanted to make. I haven't grown in the ways that I wanted to grow. I haven't progressed in the ways that I wanted to progress. I think it's interesting, like both of you guys, when it comes to how you're feeling about the connection, you're both just looking back to yourself. Like, you're looking back to this King of Cups. He's looking back to this Eight of Cups. I feel like both of you are just in this energy right now where you know that you have to focus on your own paths. And these kind of look like continuous images. We see someone, they're going from, you know, sitting down confused about where they're headed to next, and all there is just mountains and darkness in front of them. And then we have this person who's made it to the top of the cliff, and the sky is clear and bright, and the clouds are gone, and they're looking victorious, and they're on their feet. So I think that your person is really just focused on the journey ahead of them at this time. And I would say that at this time, they don't really feel any like attachments to you or attachments to the connection, because the Three of Wands is about expanding your horizons and, you know, seeing the big wide world that is out there. Of course, it depends on the context of the reading, but because we just had this Eight of Cups here, and because we've seen into their general energy, I think this is really them wanting to like keep their options open right now and really get away from everything that they're used to, and like, yeah, see the big world that is out there. Now, when we look at this energy in the middle, which represents the overall energy of your connection, we do see the Nine of Swords, which talks about fears and anxieties and expecting the worst. Now, both of you, it does seem like both of you are turning away from the connection at this time and focusing on your individual journeys. And I really cannot say that there's something wrong with that. In fact, I think that it's really beautiful and exciting, the level of commitment that you guys currently feel inspired to show yourselves and your own journey. So there's definitely nothing bad about that in itself, but I think that one thing that could be going on is consciously or unconsciously turning away from the connection because you are afraid. You're afraid that the worst could happen. So it's like with what you guys are both doing, there's good reasons why you're doing it, and there's also maybe not so good reasons. It's a bit like if someone is, you know, working very hard and is very successful, that is a good thing in itself, but maybe some of the motivations behind it are bad. Like maybe they feel like their self-worth is tied to what they do. Maybe they have a lack mentality. Maybe they're keeping busy to mask emotional wounds. So, you know, things aren't black and white. Things can be simultaneously good and bad. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. It's definitely good that you're looking back to yourself to focus on yourself and advance on your journey. But it's not so good that you seem to be looking away from each other because you're afraid of what could happen if you turn around to face each other. It's like, if I haven't taken the chance yet, I still haven't lost. I think, and maybe this is both of you, because this is the energy that exists between both of you. It's like both of you are kind of afraid of taking the chance to make a bold move towards each other and that not going well and that falling through. And it's like it's easier to just stay hovering in that space where we haven't gone for it yet, we haven't lost each other yet, because there's still that chance. And it's like, it's almost like your brain is saying, well, I'd rather not be with them, but still know that there's that chance, than not be with them and know that there's not a chance. If that makes sense. It's like you can kind of move forward knowing that, oh, the possibility is still there. The possibility is still there because I didn't try yet. So I think that both of you guys are just kind of afraid, and it does kind of look like both of you could be expecting a negative outcome if you were to go for it, because the Nine of Swords does indicate like we think the worst case scenario is going to happen. So maybe one or both of you thinks that you would get rejected, or that you would hurt each other, or that you would be ignored or dismissed, or it just wouldn't work out. But I also want to mention that the Nine of Swords can talk about self-fulfilling prophecies, you know? So someone saying, oh, I'm not gonna reach out to them because it won't work out anyway. But then by them not reaching out, they're literally creating that outcome of it not working out. It is that way because you thought it was so. I'm not gonna talk to girls because they won't want to go out with me anyway. And then you just stay single forever. So you're literally creating the outcome that you fear by not taking action. So this is kind of what's going on in between the two of you. I just saw 2255. I am still seeing that freaking number, combinations of 2s and 5s all the time. Oh, and did I see 222 earlier? I can't remember. I feel like I might have. There is definitely a strong psychic connection here. I will say that. I think especially when it comes to dreams. Because we do have this like sleeping person here. I think that you guys might have dreams about each other, but then like dismiss them, or, and I think maybe this is more your person, but it's like they have dreams about you that are very like sweet and very positive, but then when they wake up, rather than feeling good about it, they're like, why is my subconscious taunting me like that? Which is kind of sad, you know? They look at it in a pessimistic way, rather than being like, oh, I dreamed about group 2, that's so lovely. They're like, stop showing me what I can't have, or like, you know? they feel like they're being taunted or something. Like that's what I see when I look at this creepy being. Okay, so let's see what's the future of this connection now. Will you end up together with your person? Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Artist, and the Knight of Pentacles, which came out together. We have the Magician, the Queen of Cups, and then we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, so it is possible, but I think that it would take a bit of time. This doesn't seem like an immediate thing. It seems like something that would happen in the farther future, which is probably why both of you feel intuitively called to focus on your own paths right now. We start off right away with the Seven of Pentacles, which definitely is one of those cards that encourages you to be patient, reminds you that things take time and good things come to those who wait. This is someone who has planted their seeds and they're waiting for them to bear fruit. And well, actually, it depends on what you planted, but there's a lot of plants that do not grow overnight. They can take a very long time underground before they peak out. And then even after they do grow out from the ground, they can take a very long time to bear fruit. And the Seven of Pentacles is one of those slower energies. And actually, the two knights that came out here, the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups as well, these are both the two slower knights of the four. And they even came out in a way that they're moving away from each other. So it does look like you guys could be in separation right now, or this is Spirit saying that there would be some kind of separation before you come together. I think that both of you have significant adventures and significant experiences to have before you come together in your ultimate union, or before you can, I should say, because you don't have to. And I also think that the version of you and the version of them that would come together into a union are quite different from the current versions of you, especially them, because I feel like you guys are quite evolved and quite matured on your journey, whereas it looks like they're just kind of starting it right now. Like they're just in this moment of realization that they're about to embark on a big journey. So I think especially them, they would be very, very different. You know, still the same soul, still the same essence, but their 3D life and their 3D outlook as a human would be quite different at the point that you could come together in a happy and healthy union. So the same way you guys have done a lot of healing and a lot of getting to know yourself and getting clear about your boundaries and getting familiar with your own expression and your own emotions, I feel like your person still might have quite a ways to go when it comes to that journey. And that's not a judgment, because like we just spoke about plants, you know, some plants shoot out of the ground in like one day, like bamboo freaking grows like a foot every day or something crazy like that. And then other plants maybe grow, I don't know, like a millimeter every day or a centimeter every day or something like that. And that's not to say that the fast growing plant is better than the slow growing plant. Everybody just starts their journey at different time and has their own pace. And it just looks like the starting times of your journey and the paces of your journey are just a bit different. And I definitely think that you're not really encouraged to wait around for them, which I don't think that you guys are. At least I didn't really get that feeling from reading the energies here. I think with the Artist and the Knight of Pentacles here, this is Spirit's encouragement for you to go and really like map out your dream life, go out and live your dream life. And I think many of you could be artists, or you could be amazing artists if you tried your hand at it, because we have all of this beautiful like Pisces fish energy. Even if you're not literally a Pisces, Pisceans are extremely creative. They have a very, very vivid imagination and a very rich and beautiful inner world. And they have an excellent way of tapping into the collective subconscious, which means that they can create works that stir something within pretty much everyone. It's like they can tap into that source that we all come from, the place that we all go to when we're dreaming, the place that we all go to in between incarnations. Pisces has a very, very close bond or close connection to those realms. So they create things that are really powerful and moving. So you guys you could know this about yourself, that you're a very talented artist, or you need that confirmation right now that you absolutely are. But even those of you who haven't really tried out those skills, I think you could surprise yourself in being an extremely talented artist. And Spirit is encouraging you to maybe pursue a career or pursue a hobby in that path. And we have the Knight of Pentacles here as well, which is like keep taking things a day at a time and keep working hard, keep being consistent. This could also be advice from Spirit to, like, for the next part in your journey, is to start creating your ideal routine and to start focusing on building healthy habits for yourself. The Knight of Pentacles really gives that feeling of like consistency, commitment, taking things one day at a time, and again, patience. There's a lot of messages of patience here. I think that there is kind of a prolonged period that you're either currently in or that is maybe on the horizon where you will not really be in close contact with your person. And there's kind of a non-linear energy here. So before your union, there could be like periods where you're talking more frequently, and then periods where you're not talking so frequently. And then you kind of start talking again, and then you drift apart again. It could be indicating that kind of energy, or this could be indicating your emotions. You know, sometimes you'll feel really okay and really in your lane and really good about your journey, and then other times you could feel frustrated, and other times you could miss them. And that's okay, because our emotions are always going to be nonlinear like this. And I think it's just about allowing yourself to go through those motions and to go through those cycles. With the Magician here, I definitely think as long as you want this union to happen, you can manifest it. And I think Spirit wants you to remember that everything you're going through here is actually a part of your manifestation, because Spirit can see that, of course, you want to be together with your person in a union that is happy and healthy, and where you're both coming through as your best selves or striving to become your best selves. And so Spirit sees the version of you and the version of your person with all of their past experiences and everything that has shaped them. Those versions of you, or which versions you need to show up as to have the union that you want. And so everything that's going on right now and everything that will go on from here on out is Spirit's way of shaping both of you into those individuals. And so from this, I can also say that your person is manifesting a union with you, whether that is consciously or not. And I love to see that, because I think sometimes we get afraid of our own fears and we get afraid of our own negative thoughts, because we're like, if I have a negative thought, I'm going to block my manifestation. And that is just not true, because Spirit sees what is really in your heart of hearts, what your heart truly desires, and that's what Spirit is going to manifest for you. Of course, if you are too afraid to take action, or you're thinking too negatively to take action, it could delay getting what you want, but it's not like Spirit is going to say, you had a negative thought, I'm revoking your manifestation. It doesn't work that way. You can have these fears, you can have these negative thoughts, and still manifest everything that you want. So I just wanted to remind you guys of that. But yeah, with this Magician here, it really does look like both of you are manifesting this connection, and Spirit is going to have you showing up with with everything you need, with your wand, with your sword, with your cup, with your pentacle, with all of it. And then finally we have the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. I do think it's very promising that we're ending off the reading with the Knight of Cups, because this is literally a card that talks about a love offer, that talks about, you know, someone coming in with an offer, a relationship progressing. And I was gonna say something. Oh yes, it represents like strong intuition and moving forward when the time is right. And okay, so this is you because it has fish on it, but I think that this Queen of Cups is your person. Like, you're the King of Cups and they're the Queen of Cups. Your gender is irrelevant. It's only relevant that the King and Queen of Cups make a pair. So you could be like a woman and a man, a woman and a man, you could be two women, you could be non-binary, it doesn't matter. But I think that they are the Queen of Cups and you are the King of Cups. So what this could be indicating is that throughout this journey, or the journey that Spirit has you on to come into this union, you are evolving and healing your masculine energy, your divine masculine energy, and your person is evolving and healing their divine feminine energy. So when they awaken this Queen of Cups within them, it's like they will be ready to welcome this love into their life. And then, so I feel like this represents your person coming towards you, and then this represents you like answering that call and moving forward. Now, it will be up to you. If you don't have to take this offer, and you certainly don't have to wait around for it, but Spirit is showing us if you are to come together into union, this is kind of how it will go. So to answer the question of will you end up together, I would say that it's very possible. Like, if this is something you want, all of the energies will work in your favor, and you're probably in the process of moving towards this union right now, whether you realize it or not. But I can say that it's not likely to happen anytime soon, because both of you have significant life experiences to go through first, especially your person. So I think that, what do I want to look at in the extended reading? Okay, for you guys, we're going to do a little bit of both. So in the extended reading for you guys, we will see when you come into union, what would that relationship be like? And then we'll also see, because it's going to be a while, it looks like, we'll also see if there's any other offers or any other options coming in for you. So what would your relationship be like? Are there any other offers coming in? And then finally, we'll see any relevant timeframes that you guys should know about on this journey. So if that sounds good to you and you're interested in joining me over in the extended reading, that will be linked for you in the description as well as in the pinned comment. However, if you are going to leave the reading here, I will say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you would like to find me elsewhere, you can find me on Instagram. I post pick a card readings there too. You can find me on Patreon, where we have dozens and dozens of exclusive pick a card readings, plus 2 new ones every month, and you guys get to choose the topics of those. You can find me on my music channel here on YouTube. The song that you guys heard on the intro of this video was an original song of mine, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that or any of my other songs, you can do so on my music channel. And then finally, we have KINO Tarot merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple that is in the intro of these videos. And we have hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags. So all of that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked in the description and the pinned comment, yes, for you guys. And thank you so much for supporting me and for supporting this channel. I'm sending you guys lots of love, much love to your person as well, to both of your spirit guides and to your spiritual teams. Thank you very, very much for being here. I truly appreciate your support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number threes, so if you guys chose the Amethyst and the Wild Unknown Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So in this reading, we're going to start by looking at the current energies of the connection between you and your person, and then we are going to look at the future energies. So what is happening next in your connection, and based on that, we will see how likely it is that you and your person are going to end up together in union. And like I mentioned in the intro, there is going to be an extended reading today, but what we look at in the extended reading is going to depend on the outcome that we see here in the YouTube reading. So if we get through this reading and we see that it is likely that you and your person are going to end up together, then in the extended reading, we're going to see what that relationship will be like once you've come into union. And we will also get some specific time frames of when you can expect this union to happen. But if we do this reading and we see it's not likely that you and your person will end up together, then in the extended reading, we're going to see, is there anything that could change this outcome? And if so, what would that be? And we're also going to see, is there anything else out there? Any new offers coming your way? Any new people entering into your life? What else can you look forward to? So, without further ado, let's get into your reading and shuffle your Wild Unknown deck. Okay, so we're starting off by checking the current energies of group number 3 and their person. So let's start off by getting a card to represent group number 3's overall energy. So your overall energy. What card represents your overall energy? Group number 3. Okay, we have the Empress. And what card represents group number 3's energy specifically towards this connection? What is their energy towards this connection? And we have the 5 of Cups. All right, so what about your person? What is the overall energy of your person? We have the 8 of Swords. Okay, their overall energy towards this connection is the 3 of Swords. And then finally, the card in the middle is going to represent the energy that exists between the two of you, the energy of your connection with each other. And we have the Daughter of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. Okay, I actually want to start. Oh, the first thing I need to let you guys know is that I will be reading this as your energy and this as your person's energy. However, if you feel like the energies are actually flipped, like this is them and this is you, that is totally fine. I just saw 333, by the way. And if you feel like both of these sides resonate for you, that is totally fine as well. It could mean that you and your person are closely mirroring each other right now. And it could really depend on the day. Sometimes you might feel like this, sometimes you might feel like that, just depending on your mood. depending on the energy. So that is all completely fine. However, if you don't really see you or your person anywhere in this spread, then this is probably not your group. So you might want to try listening to another group, or maybe this is just not your reading today. I did see 333 when I was talking just now. You guys are group number 3. And we even have 2 3s that came out here. So 3 seems to be a very significant number for you guys. That could be an angel number that is following you around, or like the 3rd of a month could be significant, or the month of March. Or you or your person or both of you could be like a life path 3 or something like that. It just seems to be a relevant number, or even a lucky number for you guys. And I also wanted to mention for this group that a lot of the cards actually like physically came out with a certain energy. I think some of you guys know I don't just pay attention to what the cards mean, I also pay attention to like how they came out. You know, did they fly out of the deck with a lot of energy, or was the deck acting kind of messy? Was it hard to get cards out? Were they neat? Were they, you know, I look at all of that to interpret the energy. But the very first thing that I wanted to mention is actually this card in the middle. And I think this is the first group that I'm starting with this card, but we have a page to represent your connection. And if you guys are familiar with tarot, you will know that the page is like the smallest, so to speak, of the court cards, meaning that it is like the youngest or the least evolved of the court cards. So for some of you guys, the connection that you're asking about, it could be relatively new. Like you met this person recently, or just realized that you had feelings for them recently. Or this could just be indicating that this connection still has a long way to go in terms of growth and evolution. There could still be a lot that you have to learn about each other. There could be a lot that you each have to learn about yourselves. There's something young or new or like undeveloped about this connection at this time. I think it's interesting the direction too that, you know, the snake on this card and the wand are facing in. We see the energy moving from your person towards you. This could be indicating that the next development in this connection will come from your person to you. But I think that for many, this could actually be indicating that like they are the one who caught feelings first, or they are the one who made the first move towards you. And actually, your person could have made this first move towards you with a lot of passion, because this is fire energy here. The Page of Wands is very passionate and tends to be quite straightforward. And this is just the inkling that I'm getting when I look at everything together. This kind of looks like your person was the first one to like make a move towards you, and maybe did so quite quickly after meeting you, and seemed to come through very like forward, very passionate, very enthusiastic. Like they came through with a lot of spark, with a lot of fire, with a lot of excitement, and then you got excited too, but then things kind of fell short, because for both of your energies regarding this connection, we do have like negative energies. Both of these cards talk about like a sadness or a disappointment of some sort. So if this is your group, or sorry, this group number 3, the connection is like both parties are kind of disappointed in the way things are right now. Like it doesn't seem like the connection is thriving or progressing at this time. So that would be the main key to determine like if this is your reading or not. It looks like the connection is kind of in a disappointing place. It seems like, you know, initially in the early stages, there was a lot of promise, there was a lot of passion, and then things just kind of fizzled out. Whether that was due to external unforeseen circumstances, or whether someone like intentionally pulled away. well, you guys will know if this is your connection, and we might see something about this later on in the reading, but for the moment, it doesn't really look like this connection is in a great place. It's interesting because you're coming through as the Empress. So it seems like you have a lot going for you in life at large, because, and also that number 3 that's following you around, that's a number of abundance, of manifestation, of expansion, growth, creativity. It's a beautiful, beautiful number to have by your side. Oh, and I think I said life path 3 before. You could also be a life path 33, because that is a thing. Or you could be 33, or your person could be 33. But yeah, the Empress is someone who is thriving, who has everything going for them. You are beautiful, first of all. If you're coming out as the Empress, you are beautiful inside and out. You have a heart of gold. You are an extremely kind person. You are an amazing friend. You are an amazing family member. You're an amazing employee or employer or classmate, whatever roles you have in society, in your community. The people around you appreciate to have you so much. You just have so much kindness and compassion, and you genuinely like care and look out for people. I guess I could describe it as like, you're not just nice. You're not just nice, you are genuinely kind and considerate, and you truly make people feel cared for. People feel so at ease around you, and they appreciate you so much, and you have a lot of admirers. Like, your friends are so lucky to have you as a friend. Your family is so lucky to have you as a family. Like, Spirit just really wants you guys to know that you are so loved, and I think that you guys are a huge inspiration to a lot of people. Like, there's people who look up to you that you don't even realize. People who want to be like you, who want to have a life similar to you, or who want to have a character and an integrity similar to you. Also, you come across as very graceful to people. You might not feel that way, and I would understand that, because people often tell me I'm like very calming, but I don't feel calm. So even if you feel like awkward or clumsy or whatever it is, I'm telling you, you don't come across like that. You come across as graceful and like you have it all together. And Spirit wants you to know, like, anyone would be so lucky to have you. I literally, and I know this sounds dramatic, but I feel like saying you're an angel on earth. Like, you are just so precious, and you have the most beautiful heart. And I think you're actually very physically beautiful as well. Like, you have just a classic, timeless beauty about you. I'm gonna try not to not to rant about you too much, or rant is not the right word, gush about you too much, because we do have other cards to get to, but your life is moving in a very, very beautiful direction. If you haven't seen this yet, Spirit is hinting with this card that very, very soon you are going to start to see the fruits of your labor when it comes to inner work, career, education, financial pursuits, and creative pursuits, and your home, your living situation. Yes, all of these. Please feel free to claim any and all of these. You are gonna start to see your hard work paying off and be blessed in multiple areas of your life, that you can truly feel and say with confidence that you are thriving. Now, I also want to mention Taurus and Libra energy are significant with this Empress card, but the way this card physically behaved when it came out, it slid out and almost fell off the edge of the table. I was able to save it just in time, but it almost like shoop, fell right off the edge of the table. I just saw 1313 as well. And what I felt with that is like, oh, someone's kind of getting ahead of themselves a little bit. So it's like, let's say this is an apple tree. This might be biologically inaccurate because I don't know how apple trees work, but let's say you have an apple tree and you've been waiting for it to bear apples, and you keep going out and looking at it every day, but you don't see anything. And then one day you go outside and there's blossoms on the tree, like apple blossoms. And you're like, oh my God, I can't wait for the freaking apples. Like this means the apples are coming. And then you start getting more impatient and more restless. And the tree's like, wait a minute, I'm gonna have these blossoms for a minute, and then I'm gonna do something else, and then I'm gonna grow the apples. I'm on my journey, like it's happening. You see me blooming these flowers, but there's a whole process to it, and there's stages to it. So I feel like this is kind of a metaphor for you guys, starting to see the initial signs of your manifestations bearing fruit, and then you get very excited about it, which is awesome. But then it's like you start to get a little bit ahead of yourself. Like, wait a minute, it's just starting, and there's still a process to unfold. So just know, like, all of your blessings are gonna come in good time. It's not like they're all gonna be dumped on you at once, and we wouldn't want that to happen anyway. Like, imagine if you came out and all of a sudden there's like 800 apples on this tree. You literally cannot manage 800 apples by yourself. They will like rot before you get the chance to pick and eat them all. Like, you can't handle that. So it's the same thing. The universe cannot give you everything in like a split second. It's gradual. Things will trickle into your life gradually, one after one. It's great that you're excited. It's great that you're starting to see your manifestations, like signs that your manifestations are coming. It's like, make sure that you don't see that and then like jump to conclusions or like jump the gun. Like, things are still coming gradually, was kind of the vibe that I was getting. You're gonna gradually get used to this new life and this new reality. Now, how you guys are feeling about the connection, we have the 5 of Cups. So what I'm kind of getting the feeling about is that you might be in one of these situations where you're like, I feel satisfied. Like, it's like, I feel satisfied in so many areas of my life, but then like this one thing is not coming through for me. This connection, or just like my love life in general. When I used to do personal readings, I would pretty often get some backstories like this where, you know, people would say, I want to ask about my soulmate, or I want to ask about my love life, because I feel like everything else is going pretty well for me right now, but it's just this one area of my life that for some reason is not coming through. Like, I can manifest things, anything else, but it seems like I can't manifest this. It seems like this is blocked, or it's just not the way I want it to be. And the 5 of Cups is that feeling of like dissatisfaction, sadness, disappointment. I think it's really relevant that the horse is facing away from the Empress, just based on what this card is all about. You guys might be familiar with the 5 of Cups that has the person crying over the spilled cups and not looking at the upright cups that are right behind them. And you guys might be in this kind of energy in your life right now where, yes, you have so many amazing things going on for you. And you know, deep down, you know that you should be grateful for those things and you should focus on all the positive going on in your life. But somehow you just keep looking away from all of that and looking towards this connection, like looking at the one thing that's going wrong or the one thing that's not going how you want it to. And if I can just take a minute to say here, you shouldn't feel like bad about that. I know we preach a lot in the spiritual community, or like in the, you know, self-help community, like when something disappointing is happening, just like focus on what you're grateful for. Just focus on the good things. But that's very much easier said than done. It's wonderful advice, but it's very much easier said than done. And I like to use the analogy of like, if your whole body feels fine, but your pinky finger hurts like a bitch, of course you're gonna think about your pinky finger all day, because it's like, it's on fire, it's screaming at you, it's like begging for your attention. That's why it hurts in the first place. Like, it's letting you know that something is not right. And it's only natural that you would have that urge to focus on what's not going the way you want it to, because like you want it to be fixed. So I feel like in some way our brains are like designed to focus on the things that aren't working or the things that are negative, but it becomes detrimental when that thing is something we have no control over. you know, like my pinky. Maybe I can put ointment on it. Maybe I can go to the doctor. I can do something to fix that. But when it comes to disappointment in a love life, when it comes to the person we care for is not progressing or is not coming through, we can't do much to control that. And that's when this energy gets really tricky. Like, I know that I should let go of things that I can't control, but it's freaking hard. So if you guys are resonating with this energy, I do feel for you. And I guess, like, of course we want to try to focus on this positive stuff and focus on all the things we have to be grateful for. And I see, group number 3, that you do have a lot. I guess I just want to say to be gentle with yourself and not feel like bad or feel like something's wrong with you if your brain kind of tends to go towards focusing on disappointing things. I'm not saying you should try to do that, but just to not be like beat yourself up if you kind of fall into those negative thought patterns, because I think that only makes it worse. I think we should acknowledge the negative thought, be kind to ourselves about it, and then let it pass, because this loving and grateful energy will always be there waiting for us to come back home to it. And I just really want you guys to know that you are so loved. You have so much to be grateful for, and you have more and more and more blessings coming. There is also, I feel, some of you who you've lived a very independent life. The horse is making me think of freedom and independence. Like, you've lived a very independent life, and I think you're just at a place in your life where you're longing for change, you're longing for commitment. It's not even like that you don't like to be alone or that you don't want to be single or anything like that. I think you guys do amazing on your own. It's just that you want that connection, you want that companionship, and there's a feeling of like, it's been so long. Maybe it's been so long since you've had that kind of commitment or companionship, or maybe you've never been in a relationship like that, and it feels like it's been such a long time coming. So I think that's like the disappointed and sad energy that we're seeing here with the 5 of Cups. So moving on to your person's energy, we definitely also see that they are sad about the way things are. And this is a card that makes me think of separation or like no contact situations. It's interesting that we have all of these swords are tied up. And even this cocoon imagery, this looks like someone who is stuck. Here they're all tied up, here they're stuck in a cocoon. And when this card came out, you know, in contrast to you guys almost sliding off the table, one of these cards, I don't remember which one, came out, bumped against the amethyst, and stopped moving. So you guys are like whoosh, sliding away, getting ahead of yourself. Your person is barely getting forward and just like hitting a block and stopping. It's almost like, feels like this person gave up at the first challenge, at the first inconvenience, at the first sign of, you know what I mean? And I feel like with the Page of Wands, this could be representing their energy that is kind of immature. Sometimes I can see the Page of Wands as someone who is more so focused on like a physical relationship, a sexual relationship, a fling, something casual, because like they haven't reached that point in their life where they want something serious. They haven't reached that level of maturity. I'm not saying you're immature if you don't want serious commitment, but it just feels like they're not there yet. And it's something like they just stopped at the first like bump in the road. They stopped at the first hiccup. Now, what I will say, that is not because they just lost interest and were like, oh, screw this. In fact, it's actually because they're very, very sensitive. So, This might be that kind of person who comes off as a player, or like who comes off as someone who doesn't really care, but actually they're extremely sensitive. They just keep that hidden, or they keep that under wraps. Because the way I'm seeing this, and I wish that I could think of a concrete example. Maybe it will come to me as we keep going. But the way I see it is like, they're coming across as someone who, oh, they just wanted the connection when it was convenient. And then the first time an inconvenience popped up, they lost interest. But it's actually, it's actually that they were interested in a connection that would validate them. Because I think that your person at this time kind of has a fragile ego or like a fragile self-esteem. That's not a judgment. I think we all struggle with self-esteem issues or have at some point. I just think that's their current energy right now. So they were good with the connection so long as it validated or did not challenge their ego. But then the second something triggered them or like hit one of their sensitive spots, they shut down. Because they're like, I can't face this right now. I can give kind of a concrete example. It's not about love, but it's like, imagine me, KINO Tarot, and I'm doing my tarot YouTube thing, and I'm like, yeah, this is great. The second I get one negative comment, I delete my whole channel. It's like that. I feel like, and maybe you know what this event was, maybe you have no idea, but I feel like everything was good between the two of you, and then something like triggered an insecurity that they had, and they just like shut down. And the way you see it is like, oh, I guess you didn't really care that much. I guess you only wanted like a fling, or you wanted something casual, or you wanted something easy. And yes, but it's because I feel like this person is not ready to have like a deep relationship that challenges them for any kind of growth just yet, or would have them facing parts of themselves that are kind of prickly, are kind of messy. It's like they're not ready to fully look at themselves in a mirror yet. And it's interesting, I was wondering about this Five of Cups. This represents Mars in Scorpio. So, you know, if there's one thing about Scorpio energy, it's deep, it's intense, it feels things very hard, it likes to dive deep, it likes to go into the shadows. I feel like you guys are more so someone who is good at this. You're not afraid of your shadow. You're not afraid of diving deep. You're not afraid of like being a sensitive person or being open or being vulnerable, at least more so than your person. And there might have been an instance where you kind of came on too strong with the deepness, with the intensity, with the intimacy, and they were like, and just closed up. It's interesting too how in this cocoon we have all of the swords pointing it. At this point, it does not look safe for this caterpillar to come out of the cocoon, right? It looks like there's all of these swords waiting to attack it. So in the current energy, your person might be afraid of reaching out to you right now because they feel like you might call them out, or you might be looking for answers that they're not ready to give you. It's like they feel like they can't talk to you without having to address things from the past, if that makes sense. Why am I thinking of this as an example? Let's say I went to a party and I had a bit too much to drink and I said some reckless things, and I was with my friend Tom, and then we part ways. I go home, and the next day I wake up and I'm like, I just know that I did something stupid. Then maybe I don't want to reach out to Tom because I know even if I reach out to him about something unrelated, he's probably going to address what happened. Like, if I'm like, hey, did you see the new episode of The Simpsons? He'll be like, yeah, and about the other night when you were drunk. Like, it's gonna come up if we start talking. And I feel like there is some thing in the past that you want answers about, that you want to address, and they're not ready to address it. So they're like, okay, then I can't talk to you about anything else. because the conversation is going to go in that direction, or they're afraid that it's going to go in that direction. And they feel like they're going to get attacked, which I'm not saying you attack them, that's their projection. I think that this person might feel like being held accountable for their behavior, or like bringing up something that they did is being attacked. Because I just think they're very, like, they're quite like fragile or sensitive in some way. So it's like they're hiding from you, and they're hiding from themselves too. But that makes them sad with this Three of Swords. I don't know if they really have the awareness of what they're doing right now. They seem to be in quite an avoidant energy, but I don't know if they realize that's what they're doing. I don't know if they have that awareness of like, I'm avoiding this situation because I'm afraid of facing myself. I'm afraid of acknowledging the past, or acknowledging my behavior, or there's a part of me that I'm running away from. I don't know if they have that. I will say butterflies are a symbol of transformation, so they could be in the process of, you know, coming to realize these truths. But this is just not compatible with your Empress energy right now. And it's sad that you should have to focus on this when you have so many other beautiful things going on in your life right now. So let's take a look at the next row of cards to see the future of this connection. What's the future of the connection for group number 3? We have the Son of Wands, so that is the Knight of Wands. Fire signs seem to be coming out quite a bit too, which is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, or at least twice. We have the Father of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Swords. I believe this is Gemini energy. And then we have the Three of Cups. That's Mercury and Cancer. Ooh, so someone could be like a Gemini sun with a Cancer Mercury, because that is a combination that exists. And let's get one more. And then finally we have the Son of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. Okay, in terms of a romantic future with this person, I don't see indications of that. You could have this person in your life. You could have a friendship with this person. But I honestly don't know if you would want to, or like if that's really the best for either of you. I'll explain these. I'll explain these in order. I think that this Daughter of Wands, this Page of Wands energy was representing your person, especially because of the direction it's facing, how it's facing from your person to you. So I think that this Knight of Wands is also representing your person. And you see, it's funny. Here, the two animals are facing each other. Here, the snake is coming up behind the reindeer or caribou or whatever it is. Elk? I don't know. I'm Canadian. I should know this. This is so bad. But this looks to me like your person sneaking up on you when you least expect it. And literally, as I said this, I saw 33. That's your number. 33 is your number. We have another 3 here as well. Yeah, they're like coming up to you when you least expect it. You're like looking away, you're focused on something else. Oh, okay. It makes sense now because you're looking towards all of this stuff here. Look at your energy though, you guys. Like, you're coming through as the Empress and the freaking King of Pentacles. Like, you have so much going for you. I want to tell you guys, you're incredibly smart. You're incredibly talented. The King of Pentacles, and I think I go back to this deck a lot, the Angel Tarot cards. The King of Pentacles says like the Midas touch. Like, everything you touch turns into gold. You guys are actually quite good at anything you try your hand at. That doesn't mean you're going to be like immediately a genius expert at your first try, but I think you genuinely have the potential to be skilled at anything, and you would pick up things pretty quickly. I definitely think that you're destined for a lot of abundance in this lifetime. And the more you work on your self-love and the more you realize how worthy you are of that, the easier it's going to flow to you. Because when you look out into the world, you see all of this abundance that you truly believe is yours, or that you truly believe is there for you. And you see all of the doors that are open for you. You guys, if you're not on this journey already, like, you're about to move into some major success in your career, in your financial pursuits, in your creative pursuits. You guys could be also going through a makeover of some kind in the near future, like a home makeover, a wardrobe makeover, like a hair makeover, a body makeover. You're going through like a physical and spiritual transformation. And your current energy, or your very near future energy, is one of like a thriving, unbothered king, queen, ruler, whatever. And someone with just such a huge heart who has so much to give. I think that there could also be like a cause that you guys volunteer for or donate towards or contribute to that really brings a lot of fulfillment and purpose to your life. Like, you could start to get very involved in like charities or in volunteer work, in activism, in advocating for groups that need help. Some service that you bring to your community or a specific group that will bring a lot of purpose to your life. You might know what this is already, or you might be finding that very soon. But I think it brings you a new perspective. And maybe that's actually what helps you get away from this Five of Cups energy. This like, I keep focusing on that one thing that's missing. I think finding your fulfillment through serving others or through mentoring and teaching other people and feeling that fulfillment, I think that's what would ultimately help you get away from this Five of Cups energy and really fill yourself with gratitude. But you're moving into such a beautiful energy. I cannot even like finish describing how beautiful this energy is. Like, you're really, really coming into your highest self. This is a king. That's the highest of the court cards. The same way we're talking about this page is the lowest, the king is the highest. And this is your energy. This is you evolving to like your highest form, the highest form that you can be right now. And I think that when you do enter this energy, this connection would just naturally come to an end, or like you would see that it needs to come to an end, because it's just not, this is not compatible with your Empress energy. This is not compatible with your like King of Pentacles energy. I could even say like it's not a vibrational match, so it will not even like show up in your reality. It will just kind of fall off. The more and more you grow and advance and ascend, I feel like this is just gonna fall away. Like, this is not it. This is just not it. And I think that friendships, because both of these cards, well, this is literally a friendship card, the Three of Cups, but personally, I read this as the Page of Swords, but I'm gonna read it as such because both of these cards make me think of friendship. I think your friends, your current friends or friends that you're making in the near future are going to be a huge help in helping you to see your worth, to lift you up, to get you into this King of Pentacles energy, and ultimately to let go of this connection. If I read this as the Knight of Swords, which it truly is, it seems like this is about direct, clear, truthful communication. And I feel like you have a friend or friends in your life, or you will, who just tell it like it is. Because I know what it's like when you really care for someone and you have a lot of compassion for them and you want to see the good in them. Sometimes you become blinded to red flags, or just you can't look at the situation objectively, and that's not a fault. Again, I think that's just how our brain works. Like, when we really love something or care for something, we want to kind of shield it from being flawed or even being harmful to us. And I think you have some friends who would like just tell it like it is about this person or about this connection. They might just say like, group 3, you're too good for them. Or like, group 3, like, we don't have time to deal with this. Or, you know, just say it really like bluntly, but in a very loving way, in a way that uplifts you. But I think it's like a conversation or multiple conversations over time with friends that really help to get you to this place. Because look at all little birds like sitting on their branch, talking amongst themselves. Like and birds being a strong symbol of communication. The owl being the voice of wisdom, reminding you what you already know, because deep down in your soul, you already know that you are this Empress, you are this King of Pentacles. And so you will attract and make space for things and people in your life that match with this energy. And this is just not that. And it's like, yeah, we could wait around for this to maybe change or maybe not change, but I'm not really interested in doing that. I feel like that's the vibe that you're stepping into, because why would I put my happiness somewhere out there in an uncertain future when I have so many things to be happy about right now? It's like this mentality shift that you're going through. I have a million things to be happy about right now, and I want to focus on that because that makes me feel better. So this thing that you were struggling with before, now it becomes natural to you. Of course I'm going to focus on all the things right now that make me grateful. Like that's all I have right now. That's all my life is. It's just this present moment. So I'm not going to put my chances of happiness in some future that doesn't exist, or somewhere over there with someone else. It's right here with me right now. And that's just it. That's what the Empress is really all about. And I feel emotional because I actually learned this very recently, or at least this is kind of my very personal relationship with the Empress. For me, the Empress is like the embodiment of that moment when you realize everything is okay and everything is going to be okay. And it was a few weeks ago, but I still remember it so vividly. I was walking Yumi. I was walking my boyfriend's dog. You guys have maybe seen her on Instagram before, through the park, and it just hit me. It was like a download. I was like, damn, everything's really gonna be okay. Like, I don't have to worry about anything. And that to me is the Empress. She's the absence of worry. She's peace. She's everything's gonna be okay. Because that's true abundance, right? Knowing that everything is taken care of and you don't have to lift a finger, you don't have to worry your pretty little head. Mama's got you. That's the Empress. Mama being, you know, the divine mother, the divine feminine, Gaia. Like, she's got us. And it's amazing that you, being this Empress, makes so many feel that way. You make so many people feel like everything's going to be okay. And I feel like I'm going to cry right now. It's just, you guys have such a beautiful soul. And this is just not a match to that, if I'm being very frank. And I think you're in the process of realizing that, or you will realize that very soon with the help of friends. And once you've gotten to this stage, look who comes sneaking up on you. The Knight of Wands. This is your person. Have they grown? Yeah, they've grown a little bit. They grew from a page to a knight. You know, that's a bit of growth. So we commend them for that. That's amazing. but you're a king. And this is not like a you're better than them, but you're just on different wavelengths. You're on different journeys. You're on different levels. They're a snake. You're a elk. Yeah. They will keep going on their journey of growth, but it just looks like we're not interested in waiting around for that. Like, we're not, it's like, there was this person, this is years ago, there was this person who really treated me terribly, and then like years later they came back and they're like, I'm really sorry for everything back then, and keep trying to hang out with me. And I'm like, no, like, why? You know, like, why would I do that? I'm not interested. Like, that's like, thank you, I appreciate your growth, I appreciate the character development, but like, I just don't have any interest with where my life is right now. Like, you had your chance, what can I say? It's like that kind of vibe. This is what I'm seeing. So yeah, it looks like then in the extended reading for you guys, we will see, is there anything that could change this? And if so, what would that be? And we'll also see what else is coming for you, because I'm sure that there are so many people, present and future, who would love to be your partner, because we've seen the love that is around you. So we're going to take a look at who else is out there, either presently in your life or coming in the future. New love offers coming your way. But this concludes the reading here on YouTube. So if you would like to join me over in the extended reading, that's going to be linked in the description and the pinned comment. However, if you are going to leave the reading here, I will say thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you would like to find me elsewhere, I'm also on Instagram, like I previously mentioned. I actually have a tarot Instagram and a personal one, but my tarot one, the one where I do pick a card readings, that one's going to be linked. I have Patreon, where I have dozens and dozens of exclusive pick a card readings, plus 2 new ones every month, and you guys get to choose the topics for those. I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song of mine, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that or any of my other songs, you can do so over on the music channel. And finally, I have KINO Tarot merch at kinotarot.com, which features the floating temple that is in the intro of these videos. We have hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and tote bags, so all of that stuff that I just mentioned is going to be linked down below for you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me and for supporting the channel. I'm sending you guys lots of love. Much love to your person, to your friends, to your loved ones, to all of your spirit guides, and to your spiritual team. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.